Our next couple is Arthur and Judy Levy. Arthur is the treasurer for the Chicago Club. He plays table tennis and men's canasta, and he's a member of the Men of Leisure. Judy is a member of the National Council of Jewish Women, the Lapidary Club, and the Glass Club. She plays mahjong, canasta, and crochets, and they're both members of the Reformed Temple of Laguna Woods and the Bocce Club. They play couples canasta together and attend many pack shows. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming on.
You're welcome.
As you know, I ask 3 questions, and the first question is, where are you from?
Well,
I'm from New Jersey.
I'm from New York.
Where in New Jersey?
I was born in South Orange.
Okay.
We raised our children in Short Hills.
Oh, okay.
We moved to a condo in West Orange, and then we moved cross country to Laguna Woods.
Our last couple is also, he was also from New Jersey. All right, how about you, Arthur?
I'm from New York,
Where in New York?
Westchester County,
Okay.
and New Jersey was that place across the river,
Where in Westchester?
Scarsdale.
Oh, Scarsdale.
He's fancy. Yeah.
People in New York know about New Jersey. It's that place across the river,
Right.
but we never go there
Right.
until I met a New Jersey girl.
People from New Jersey used to go to New York so they could drink,
Yes.
because I'm from Rockland County,
Oh, all right.
and people from New Jersey used to creep in.
Yes.
And the first 12 years of my life, I lived in New Jersey, so anyway,
Where did you live?
Pompton Lakes,
Okay.
which is in Passaic County.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And then my parents moved to Spring Valley. Okay, next question. How long have you been a couple?
Since 1972.
2.
Okay. All
That's a
right.
long time.
It's a long time.
Yeah.
And how long have you been in Laguna Woods?
6.5 years.
Yeah, almost 7.
Almost 7 years.
Yeah.
Great. All right, let's get to it. How did you meet?
I ran a group home on Fire Island, which is
Yeah.
31 Mile Island
Which town?
in Ocean Ridge.
Okay.
Fire Island is made up of
Yeah.
about 10 or 12 different communities. Ocean Ridge was really singles between 20 and 30 years old.
Right.
I started in 69 there, but in 73,
Did you own the home or you?
no, what it would be is 4 guys would rent the whole house
Yeah.
and then sell half shares to girls. And so we'd have 6 girls a weekend.
Okay.
They'd go every other weekend,
Okay.
and they managed to pay for the whole house. So it was very nice.
So the 4 guys would be there,
Yeah,
and 3 girls at a time?
6 girls at a time.
Okay.
Mostly they were 4-bedroom houses. And the guys were 2 in a bedroom, and
Oh,
girls
okay.
were 3 in a bedroom.
Okay. Okay.
In 73, middle of August 73,
2. No.
2, I'm sorry, a girl I knew and I hadn't seen in over a year was out as a guest with someone, and she happened to live in the same town as Judy, and she knew that I knew people in her family
Oh,
from the first time we met.
you knew people in Judy's family?
I
He
knew
did.
people in Judy's family, her cousins.
Oh,
And she said,
even though she was from New Jersey?
Yeah, they all lived in New York.
Oh, okay. Good.
I played basketball with one, and another one lived in my building.
Okay.
But they said, oh, such and such's cousin is in the house next door to you. She's not out this week, but she'll be out next week. So the next week,
We met.
I went over there, and we spent the whole weekend just about together. And we were together mostly
You
from
were
then.
not staying at the same.
No, I was next door.
She was next door.
Oh,
Fire Island was fun. Fire Island had we didn't have electricity. We didn't have refrigeration. We had an ice box, and they would come and deliver ice. And
And it would be gas.
it was
ice.
great. It wasn't like the Hamptons. The Hamptons was fancy, and Fire Island was rustic.
Fire Island, you used to order food.
I spent a summer in Fire Island.
Oh, well, so
in
you
Ocean,
know.
Ocean Beach.
Yeah. Oh.
We had electricity.
Yeah, well, that was
We-
upscale. The food truck, food carrier would come over, and everybody would go with their little red wagons
Right.
Yeah.
and pick up their food and go back.
Right.
So,
It was fun.
Yeah.
good.
It was just
no cars.
cars.
No cars.
Right.
No.
Okay, so were you both working?
Yes.
I was working at New York Hospital as an occupational therapist, so I was living in Manhattan,
Okay.
and I came out and met him, and that's it. We got engaged in 6 weeks.
You got engaged in 6
6
weeks?
weeks.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah.
How soon did you get married?
It was
Well, we couldn't get married right away. I was an accountant,
And it was tax
and I couldn't
season.
go in tax season. And then in May, Jews couldn't get married. I
For a
forget
certain
what.
period of
Oh,
time.
right.
Can't get married.
Right.
So we got married in June.
And we didn't want anybody else's wedding date. We wanted our own date so that it was, I didn't want to be married on the same date as my in-laws or some,
So we wound up in
8 months later.
June 10th.
Not, yeah, because not too many people get married in
In
June.
June, I mean, like thousands. So yes, but no, so it was quick.
Right, really quick. Okay, so you met, and then you just started. Did you continue going out to Fire Island? Did she get a break and coming and
We
staying in your
finished the
place?
summer. She says she didn't stay in my house, but she did.
I don't remember.
So you would go back during the week and work,
Right.
and then come on the weekend,
Right.
And then did you come the rest of the summer to Fire Island?
On the weekends.
Yeah.
On her off
on
weekend,
my
she
off
stayed at
weekend.
my house.
Right.
Oh, okay.
And one thing we did, which she liked, I was staying out for the next week,
Right.
and she was going home, and she got on the ferry and she went. A friend of mine had a speedboat, and I followed her out
Oh,
all the
Wasn't
way
that romantic?
across
That was so exciting. Yes, I
to
did like
say
that.
goodbye again.
Yeah.
I guess what people don't realize that Fire Island was just such a great community. There were no cars, and you could just go out by boat. You had to take a ferry in order to
Right.
get there.
Right.
And it was isolated but really lovely.
Everybody was friendly.
Everybody was friendly, and you couldn't bring food onto the beach. You couldn't. There weren't public bathrooms.
No.
So it was only people who were staying there could use the beach.
Right.
Which
Yeah.
wasn't fun for the people who wanted to come out for the day,
Yeah.
but it was great for us who lived there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What a great way to meet somebody.
So that's, yeah, it was fun. It was just a different time.
Right.
You know, life was different in the 70s, early 70s. So,
Yeah.
and we've been together ever since.
Did you live in Manhattan also?
Yes.
Did you?
Actually, I lived on 77th Street. She lived on 64th,
Oh.
on the east side, both of us.
You were both on the east side. Okay.
Yeah.
So you could walk to each other's place.
Right.
We could walk, but I didn't, when I moved in, I didn't know him. I was walking distance to the hospital, so that was good.
And then when you got married, did you stay in Manhattan
For a bit.
6 months.
for 6 months? And then did you move to
And
Westchester?
we moved to New Jersey.
To New Jersey.
I imported him. He was an import.
You
Yeah.
moved to New Jersey?
Yeah.
How did you manage that?
What do you mean? It
Well,
was easy.
a New Yorker is a New Yorker.
I joined an accounting firm in New Jersey,
Okay.
and it was good. For a few months, I reversed commuted,
Okay.
and then we found a place.
And that was in Hillsdale?
No,
No,
it
that
was in
was
West
in
Orange.
West-
Oh, West Orange. Okay. All right. Well, that's great. And then you had your parents nearby to help out if you needed it.
Yeah, well,
Yes. Theoretically, yes.
So, okay, so you got married in June. So you planned it all. Where did you go for your honeymoon?
Bermuda.
Okay.
And it turned out that we stayed at the same hotel my parents did on their honeymoon.
Did you know that that was?
Didn't know it.
No.
It was just coincidental.
Life just goes really quickly.
Yeah.
It just goes really quickly. And it's like we're thinking how we met, and we pulled out pictures to show you pictures, and it was like, oh my God, that was so long ago.
Right.
And it was 52 years ago. I mean, that's a long time.
So you met 52 years ago, and
Yeah.
you've been married for 51 years.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. So at your wedding, did you invite all the guys from your house?
No. Just one other. I think Ralph was the only one I invited. And other friends. I had other friends.
It was, yeah.
I had been in different houses during the times. And
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you were used to putting these houses together.
yeah,
Got it. All right. So how soon did your kids come along?
3 years.
3 years after tax season.
They were both planned. Our kids are 3 years
got
apart.
lucky.
They're both married, and both were born in the end of April.
Yeah.
I went into labor with my son, and it was April 14th, and I called him up, and I said, I'm in labor. He says, I'm in a meeting. I can't come home. I said, but I'm in labor. He says, it's tax season. I'm in a meeting. I'll be home in a bit. And he's really lucky that I didn't go into labor while he was in his meeting. Yes. But, no, so they're born after tax season.
Okay. So you're retired now.
Yes.
So your whole married life before you retired was based around tax season.
No, because after I was about 40 something, yeah, around 40, I switched and I went with our largest client. And I became chief financial officer.
Oh, okay.
So
that was
it was spread out.
Okay.
So then it wasn't a tax season. I mean, you had taxes to do, but it wasn't, if you're married to an accountant, you know from tax season.
So you should have had another kid.
2 was plenty. I'll tell my children you asked.
We had one of each. They didn't
It was
invent the
fine.
third yet.
Yeah.
So,
All right, let's go backwards. So you hung out in Fire Island during the summer. Did you do any kind of special dates or just go to the beach? You couldn't have gone out to restaurants, there weren't that many.
no, there weren't
Right.
any really. It was really just out there on the
You
beach.
just hung out together.
It's-
Played
Yeah.
a lot of
Okay.
volleyball.
And then during the week, did you see each other in New York?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we dated in the city, and we had gotten engaged so quickly. I mean, it was really, it was.
Actually, we had one date where she had sprained her ankle and she couldn't go out. So I got a picnic dinner from the Brasserie.
On the floor of
And
my
we-
apartment.
In our apartment. We
Yeah.
spread out a blanket.
How sweet.
It was sweet.
It was sweet.
I was a romantic.
Yeah.
She wasn't.
That was the only dinner. I'm married 51 years. That was it. Other than that, if he wants dinner and I'm not cooking, we'll go out. I mean, it's not. I don't even get a salad on the floor. And at this point, I don't think I could
Get up.
get up.
Okay, so where was your favorite restaurant in New York at that time? Was there any place special that you guys
Actually,
liked to go
the
to?
one I liked the most was Tom's Shangri-La. It was a Chinese restaurant on 37th and Madison. And the people were so nice. And I would take dates there at times. And they would ignore my date.
Oh.
They didn't say anything. And then when I told her we were engaged, told them
Yeah.
we were engaged, all of a sudden she became a person.
Here,
Very discreet, very nice. I do have to tell you that when I graduated from college in '73, I moved to Manhattan, and I lived on East 83rd Street, East 83rd and 3rd Avenue. So I was probably on the train same time you guys were.
yeah. I did my training at Columbia Presbyterian.
Okay.
So I was living in an apartment, renting an apartment with somebody that knew my brother on
Right.
the east side.
Right.
And I would go up the east side, across 125th Street, and up the west side to get to Columbia Presbyterian.
Oh, wow.
And I would be in my little white uniform, my little white shoes. Nobody would bother me. I mean,
Right.
it wasn't that. But I was panicked before I went, and my mother wanted to make sure that I knew what I was doing. Why she did what she, it's just crazy, and I took the bus, and she was in the car following the bus. I should have just been in the car,
Yeah.
but I was in the bus. So I took a bus, and then I switched to go across 125th Street. My mother's in the car, and she's like this, and she's not looking. And I got off the bus because I got nervous on the bus, and I go knocking on the window, and she's not looking, and I didn't think she was ever going to let me in the car. But needless to say, it didn't matter.
That was the first time. After that, you did it by
After that,
yourself.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right. That's a pretty scary trip the first time,
It was
going
it was-
uptown.
Yeah,
Yeah. I used to go downtown. We wouldn't have been on the same platform.
no. But
That's a different world.
it was a different world. Gimbel's was in,
Right.
that was
Right.
because I lived then on 81st Street, New York,
Okay.
and we would go to Gimbel's, and
Right.
it was all the crocheting needlework area
Right.
in the German area
Right,
that was
right,
there.
right.
It was different.
Right. I just got the 2-minute warning, so I have to wrap it up.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you so much for coming on. This was really sweet.
you're welcome.
I got to remember all my old haunts.
That's it. It goes, this went fast too.
Yeah.
It did.
Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
If you'd like to come on to the show, email us at lwvcouples@gmail.com. Include your name, phone number, and email address, and brief description of your story.